Well, hey friend, welcome back to Lugen Custom. Why don't we get our toaster in here and play with the transmission a little bit. So a little bit of backstory on this. I bought the car in 2021 with approximately 75,000 miles on it. It runs great. I did notice a while ago a few shifting issues that are very small and intermediate. Mostly upshifting into overdrive and occasionally failure to downshift from 2 to 1. And that's why we're going to look at the solenoids and see if maybe I've got 1 or 2 weak solenoids, and I have a couple here to replace them if need be. Hopefully that is going to alleviate the situation before it gets bad. Hopefully it's not a problem in the valve body. I don't think it's a problem with the torque converter. I don't think it's a problem with the clutch packs. A lot of people like to jump to those first thing when really it's an issue with the valve body or a solenoid not doing what it's supposed to. Oh, I guess I should add that a little over a year ago, I did swap out all the transmission fluid in there, and we're also sitting at about not quite 84,000 miles on the odometer. So it's not really a high mileage vehicle. And now's a good time to catch any problems that are just starting to arise. Anyway, let's get her up in the air. So you know that when the hood of your Scion is higher up than you got jacked up high enough. Watch this. Alexa, turn on garage door. Let me turn it around here. Yeah. You can see the jack stands down there. I'd say we're about ready to crawl up under there. Oh, I should probably grab my 10mm extensions. All right, so we got our nuts removed here, our screws, and we've only got half of the undercover taken off so far, but it's good enough to get a start. You can look at the underside of our radiator here. And this one is on the far driver's side. This one's more towards the middle of the car. And this one, let's see if we can take a view. Had this one off before. This one's a little bit stiffer. This one's still pretty soft and pliable. So this one is your hot line. This will be the one coming out of the transmission. This one, let's get back here. There we go. That one will be your return. So, get our clamp. We're going to get that clamp off, pulled back, get the hose pulled back. And let's see. Yeah, that's going to be in the way. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the, take this down. I got the other one down right over there. If you don't still have your undercovers, you can order them off of Amazon. Matter of fact, this one came from Amazon. It's aftermarket. They come rolled up, but they do take their shape and they work great. So it's going to be hard to get a good angle here, but to take this is the passenger side cover. You've got inside the wheel well here, you've got a bolt there, you got a bolt there, and then you got your ones up here along the front. Yeah, my camera angle is so horrible, sorry. All right, I'm gonna get this down. All right, I think we're set up good enough. I just need to get my other glove on here. There we go. Now, take these pliers, open them up. What side do we need? We need... okay. On there. Squeeze. Okay, let's work it back a little bit. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. A little bit more. That was probably hard to see. Okay, that's good. Clamps are clear. Now, move our bucket underneath. Get our lines in the right spot. And these, you put these over your hose and then you can twist and pull it off. There we go. Come on. Come on. Atta girl. Make sure. Oh, yep, she's coming, she's coming. Almost there. Come on. Get the light. There we go. There we go. A little bit of drainage out. Not too bad so far. All right. Now, I don't know if we can get up in there very close. There we go. Oh, come on. You can see. So we should have it, I think. It should come out of the hose. If not, you'll see it come out of here. It doesn't matter either way. It's going to go right into our drain pan. Get that set right. Okay. Okay, so now we're ready for the next phase. Keep in mind that now it's been 20 years, but I did used to work in a transmission shop, and the procedure I'm about to do, we did a lot. Plenty of times in servicing and flushing transmissions. And it's not dangerous as long as you do it right. You know, because you don't want it to run too long empty. But here's what we're going to do. I think I'll get the camera set up on the tripod. I can't speak. Anyway, get it set up on the tripod so you can watch and see if we can catch it in action. It doesn't take very long at all. Maybe a minute, maybe. But okay, here we go. Okay, I think we're ready. Here we go. Ooh. There we go. Looking good. That is, oh, it's coming out of the cooler. Nice. Looks good. You can see it's set pretty good. I think it can. Yep. Go for a minute. Watch for it start spitting a little bit. The string getting weak. That's when we'll turn it off. That's a lot of fluid. So what we actually removed was the return line, not the supply line. Wow. Should be getting close here. Oh, put it in. right, yeah. Starting just a little bit here. Come on, a little bit further, a little bit further. There we go, there we go. Continue a little bit of drippage there. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. She's kind of dirty. Good thing we're cleaning it out and gonna put some fresh in there. All right. We're gonna let that drain for a little bit and then we'll pull the pan. All right, let's get under here. Oh. Okay. Now before we move that drain pan anywhere, move the light first, just so we don't have undesirable drips. I'm just gonna push this back on for now. I'm not gonna fasten the clamp. Drain pan, let's see. Oh, that's not too bad, I guess. Got our shop towels down here and let that go to work while we move on to the next part. And that is, I'm going to start loosening up. Oh, I can't even get any angles down here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start removing all these bolts from the drain pan. And I'm going to do it by hand. And when I know how tight they were on there. I will be right back. All right, well, I got the exhaust fan on here. Get rid of some of that exhaust smoke. Anyway, so I already got most of the bolts out of the pan. And then where I started was at the back here. Got them all out of the back except for, if you can see there, I left one in. Started working my way around the sides and got one here. I got one up here at the high point. That way the pan doesn't just flat fall down and make a big old mess. I think it's already been dripping quite a bit. Let's see if I can get the seal to break a little better here. I probably need to take that out a little bit more. I can probably take that all the way out. Yeah, there you go. See, this is the good side of pulling that cooler line and pumping the majority of that fluid out. It was a lot more controlled. You don't have as much fluid sitting in the pan. Come on, get out of there. There we go. And I know you could pull this plug right here to do the same thing. Then you gotta worry about sealing that back up after you're done. And this way I don't. All right. Oh yeah, that's already. Oh, it's working pretty good here. Oh yeah, she's good and ready to drop. So let's see here. Take that back one out and let her drop at a controlled rate. Oh, there we go, there we go. There we go. I don't want to lose that one bolt. The pan gasket kind of holding it in place. Now we've got just this one at the top of the pan holding it up. All right. That's mostly drained out now. I'm gonna set this down and use both hands to drop this pan. And we'll be right. All right. So this these three right here, long bolts, those are the bolts that hold up your filter. I got the filter dropped. Here we go. Still had some fluid in there. And, yeah, look at it. Yeah, it's kind of dirty. There's your mesh inside. Alright, and there's your valve body. It's going to have to drip for a little while. Might dab it with a couple of shop towels to help it out before I clean it up and get it ready for putting everything back together. Alright. Yeah, this is going to need to drain for a minute. That's okay, we've got time. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm not going to really be able to do the test with the camera right here, because I need both hands, but I can kind of walk you through it. You see, you got the harness here. I unplugged the connector. You got a solenoid here. Got another solenoid right there. You got the two there in the front. That's a temp sensor, I do believe. Then you've got a solenoid right here, and then where's that other connector? Right here is another solenoid. These ones are primarily, yeah, your shift solenoids, pressure control solenoids. So anyway, how you test them, and I'll do this out here on the ground with this other solenoid. Let's see, here you go. It's missing the O-ring, but that's okay. See, you got this right here, holds it in place, but it also serves as the ground. Inside, there's your positive connection. So, put your ground, and you get your voltmeter over here, and you set it for ohms, and you're going to test resistance. It's also going to beep at you. That's fine. 0.012. Yeah, I tested all those, and those all tested out perfect, which is basically a godsend, because if you can see on the camera very well, that connector is not going to fit on that big old blade terminal right there. This was supposed to be an exact replacement. Turns out it's not. So I lucked out in that respect. And this one's from Toyota, but that might work. But I don't need it, so that's good. Anyway, so I can plug all these back in. Yeah, that one. Oh, come on. Also, these are just where you push in the tab right there where my thumb is. Hold the wire, push the tab in, and you can unplug it. Especially if your hand's not all oily. Which, oh, there we go. There we go. Mine is. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Those are in. All right, you can tuck that all up. So, I don't know. I could be just too sensitive on how it was shifting. It could be me. could be fluid, and it could be the transmission. But that's not to worry about for now. We're just going to get our filter, our fresh filter up there. Get this all dried off, our sealing surface sealed up. Get our gasket on our pan after we clean out our pan, which it's been draining here. But there's not a lot of, see, there's one magnet. Here's the other magnet. It's actually not too bad. There's not a lot of debris on the magnet. But we'll get this all cleaned up and cleared off and ready to reinstall. So it just occurred to me that maybe I wasn't clear enough on the hard and fast rule for testing those solenoids. What the resistance was on those solenoids, for the most part, didn't matter. When you're doing just a hard and fast test, what you're looking for is you're looking for all of those solenoids to have the same resistance. If one has more or less, that's the red flag. You need to test that one more thoroughly and look for the spec. But if they all have the same amount of resistance in them, then the likelihood of them all being bad is not great. Yeah. So, that's how I went about it. Also, it might not have been easy to tell, but from my perspective, it looked like if you did need to replace any of the solenoids, those two in the front and the more forward one on the driver's side would be serviceable without removing the valve body. Those two in the back are a lot longer, and they situate a little more up into the transmission cavity. So you would have to drop the valve body to be able to get those out and do further testing and replace if necessary. Okay, well, we got our transmission pan all cleaned up here, wiped out, and I noticed, you can see it here, it's been dented in right there, which, so there's the bottom, or the back. So, yeah, if you hit like a curb or something, that's common. I'll take a hammer and I'll pound that out. And that's not too bad. She's looking pretty good. I'll have to wipe her out and make sure that sealing surface is very dry. And this is the paper towel I use to clean the magnets. You can see the two magnets here. Yep, nice and clean. And like I said, that's dirty, but that is nowhere near as bad as I've seen on a lot of other transmissions. Well, since we're here, we'll go ahead and put our magnets back. And you will see, let's see here. There's the drain plug. You see the markings right here. One goes there. And then right there. That's where Toyota wants those magnets. There we go. So, I will pound that out a little bit. And then, we've got, besides dropping parts, that is our gasket. Now, it looked like, we can't see it, it's still here in the drain pan. Looked like the old one, if it was original, looked like it was a cork gasket. And this one's a rubber one. And these are always a pain. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Either way, the downside about these solenoids, there's a box for the other one. This is the one that did not work, did not have the right connector. The downside is I got these, I think, well over a year ago. So there's no way of getting my money back. This one I'll hang on because it looks like this one. Like I said, I haven't opened the package. And there's your part number right there. There's no way I'm going to get my money back on this, so I'm just going to have to eat the cost. And these were, I want to say these were well over $100 a piece. So that kind of sucks. But here's our new filter. Something I didn't point out when I was underneath, when you drop your filter, make sure, if you can see here, see the O-ring? Make sure that comes out off with your old filter, if you don't want a double filter, and make sure your new one has one. So we're going to be installing this just shortly. All right, so here's the pan. Here's what I'm talking about. The more expensive gaskets, these holes will be a little bit smaller so that when you feed your bolt through on some of these, they'll actually hold it in place. These ones don't. So getting the pan and gasket lined up with the bottom of the transmission and getting those bolts in there and tightened up before it leaks, it's gonna be a fight, and I'm gonna squirm. It's gonna suck. But what are you gonna do, right? All right. I'm gonna get under there and get that filter installed. I'm not gonna film that. I'm filming some of this stuff way too much, but it's pretty easy, just 3 bolts. Okay, where are we at? Oh, yeah. So we're under the car. I got the transmission pan set up with the gasket on it. I'm gonna set you down here this way I can to get angles. All right. Got my bolts. You're gonna watch me squirm here. Even though you won't see my face, I'll be squirming. So, this is the back of the transmission right here. See that right there? Yeah. You need to try to keep that dry while we get the gasket to seal. Come on, stay dry here. It's always gonna have just a little bit of transmission fluid here. All right. And I'm gonna be fighting the gasket to stay on the pan too. So, here we go. Oops, shoot. I've already got to run. Come on, right there. Okay, I'll just let that soak for a minute. What do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. Okay. See, when we get this pushed up there, you want to hold the gasket and the pan tight to the surface. That way the transmission fluid can't get past it while you're trying to tighten everything up. And I'm just about ready here. Right there, right there. Okay. Let's make a run for it. Okay, Come on, come on. Come on, get up there, get up there. There we go. Hold it up tight. That one. I don't know how much you guys can see right now. I'm focused on this pan and gasket. Come on. There's that. Come on. Oh, come on. Get in there. Get in there. Don't fight me. Please don't fight me. Okay, that one wants to fight me. It's okay. Tighten these down. This is a 10 millimeter. Got my quarter drive ratchet here. I'm just getting them snug at the moment. We're not really getting them like torqued. I'll show you how I do it. I do not do the appropriate way, but I get her done. Right? Guess what we gotta do is get her done. Okay. Now. Here we go. Let's get these other ones started. Higher up. Where's they at? There they are. These bottom ones right here are the most important to get in and basically get snugged up, because all that transmission fluid just continuously drips and it goes down and down. Up here, you won't have that problem. But you gotta have a sealed surface down here. So anything that drips into here, and yeah, it just basically runs down into the bottom of the pan there. Okay. I know this part of the video is going to run long, but like I say, if I get to struggle, you get to struggle along with me. And for some people, there's value in that. Especially if you've never done any of this stuff before. Seeing the hard part is the most valuable of the whole thing, instead of coming back, oh, well, we got her done. And there was no problem, even though you didn't see 10 hours of it. There's a lot of bolts here. That's pretty common for a transmission pan. Come on, get in there. So how are you doing? How's the family? Oh yeah? What's going on in your life? How's the job? Are you getting independently wealthy yet? I know I'm not. Oh. right, we are getting into the home stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to get started anyway. 2. Okay. Are we running along? Here we are. Here we go. That one started, that one started, that one started. Alright, I'm going to show you how I torque these down, but I'm not going to make you suffer through doing all of them. So, since we're torquing into the case is aluminum, this is a steel pan. The case is aluminum, and these are nice and small bolts, and you don't want to strip out the threads. So, 1/4 inch drive ratchet, your socket. Now, I hold it the tips of my fingers. I don't hold it like a ratchet and just, and, you know, I don't really torque it down. I get on there until it's, where it's in place. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now, I don't go for super tight. Hand tight, but see this? Hand tight, but a couple fingers on the ratchet. And that's it. Also, if you're watching your gasket area, you should not see your gasket start bulging out. Oftentimes when you see that, you're actually pinching out your gasket and damaging your gasket. These are pretty close to good. You want your gasket, especially this is a rubber gasket, neoprene, whatever. You want your gasket to have enough room to do what gaskets do. Let it seal. You don't want to squeeze it all past the mating surfaces. Anyway, here I am. So I'm gonna get these all zipped down and hand tight, torqued to, yeah, mechanic spec, and we'll get back to you. Ooh, that was almost 11 minutes.